Hi, welcome to this short active practice. All you're going to need today is a mat, and we'll start on our backs. So as you come down onto your backs, keep the knees bent, use the hands to help you along the way. And just roll the entire spine out onto the mat, tucking the chin in towards the chest, keeping the knees bent and the feet about hip-width distance apart. Settling into the breath, just kind of checking in here. We'll invite in this idea of Ahimsa today. And Ahimsa is respect for all living things, all beings everywhere. And this includes nonviolence or non-harm through words, thoughts, or deeds. And it begins here. It begins on the mat as we arrive, and just kind of take in this present moment in all its sensation, all its energy, all its beauty. Heel-toeing the feet about mat width apart, if that works for your body today. You can bring the arms out a little bit wider, and we'll just on an inhale, draw the inhale in through the nose, fill up the belly, and then open the mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, fill up the belly, creating some space in the torso, space for breath, space for movement. And as we exhale, dropping the knees to the right, and they don't have to touch the ground here, they can float in space, just acknowledging that outer left hip. You can flex the toes back towards the shin for a deeper engagement. As the inhale arrives, sweeping the knees through center, and exhale, other side. Maybe pressing down through the inside blade of the right foot. Be easy about it. You don't have to overcomplicate anything. Inhale, tracks the knees through center. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, knees through center, and exhale left. One more time each side, just following breath with movement. Notice the stories or the thoughts in the mind. And can Ahimsa start here? Start with how we talk to ourselves. Inhaling the knees through center. Drawing the knees into the chest, sweeping the hands around behind the thighs. Begin to roll up and down the spine. Allowing the pressure on either side of the spinal column to feel good. A little massage for the back body, coming all the way up to seated. Finding our Sukhasana, our easy seat. The shins cross at about mid-shin, and we pull the toes back towards the shin just for a little of engagement through the outside of the feet, protecting the knees. Inhale, elongate and open through the side body. With an exhale, we'll fold forward, and it doesn't matter which shin you have in front, we'll just switch to the other side. Keeping a whole lot of space in the low back. You may rest up on the finger pads, or if it's available to you, can come down onto the forearms. Settling into breath here. Keep sending the sits bones back as we pull up through the spine, reaching through the crown of the head and shifting the gaze to that space between the thumbs. Noticing what we notice here in the outer hips, allowing them to open, soften, and receive. Inhale, walking the hands back up. For a little support, bringing the hands directly behind the hips, we shift back and switch the opposite shin in front. Again, crossing at mid-shin, flexing through the feet. And with an exhale, draping the belly forward, reaching the heart towards the top of the mat. And finding a space or a posture that's available for you today. Wherever you are, dropping into sensation, dropping into this felt sense. And it may feel different on this side than it did on the other side, and that's completely normal and completely okay. The idea here is that we notice. Pay attention. One more breath. Inhale, walking the hands back up. We'll roll over the feet, coming into tabletop, planting the hands onto the mat, squeezing the thumb and index finger together, engaging that soft muscle and that space between the two, tucking the toes under. We'll shift back into a downward facing dog. Knees are bent, drawing the belly to the top of the thighs. Lift through the hips as we hug the forearms in towards one another. We scoop the triceps underneath. Keep pressing down through the finger pads, squeezing the thumb together. The heels will hover off the mat as we keep pressing the heart towards the back of the room, lifting through the tail. When it feels good, you might begin to straighten the legs and melt through the heels. Shifting the hips from side to side, just finding and awakening the back of the legs. A little buoyancy through the ankles, knees, and hips. Inhale, draw the breath down the spine. See if you can pull it from the top of the spine all the way to the base of the spine. Allow it to hover in the low back. And as you exhale, reverse that flow, flowing from bottom to top, all the way out. Inhale, ripple forward, coming into high plank. For this first high plank, you can drop the knees down. That might feel better. Hugging the front body into the back body. Micro bend in the elbows. We lengthen through the sideways, squeezing inward. Gaze is down, back of the neck is long. And if this feels good, you might then lift the knees up. See if you can pull the kneecaps up into the thigh muscles and shift the heels back, engaging through the legs as well as the core. 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, smooth and gentle. Inhale. Exhale, shift back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right toes up towards the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, open through the hip. You can draw circles with the knee here. Just let that right heel hang heavy towards the outside of the left hip. If the body naturally splays open to the side mat, go for it. Or if you like to square off the shoulders, it's up to you. Whatever feels good here. Again, dropping into sensation, into feeling without judgment. Inhale, lengthen again through that right leg. Exhale, knee comes to nose, lifting the shin away from the mat. We round through the spine and press the palms of the hands into the earth. Flex through the right toes, gaze between the thumbs. Step the right foot forward between the hands. Drop the left knee down. Inhale, rise up, low lunge. Exhale, shift the hips down and forward. Squeeze everything in towards the center as we pull the right hip back and send the left hip forward. Exhale, circle the hands down. Pick up that back knee. Everything shifts back and up into this modification on pyramid, melting the upper body over the right leg. Inhale, reach the crown of the head forward, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, find this halfway lift, gaze forward, press down into the right foot, and step the left foot forward next to the right. Follow the exhale all the way down, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, reaching the hips back in space. We stretch the crown of the head forward. Exhale, micro bend through the knees, fold on in. Draw energy up through the inside of the arches, all the way up through the inseam of the legs as we rise up into Urdhva Hastasana. Arms reach up and overhead, palms connect. Exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms wide and overhead, reaching through the fingertips. Exhale, Utkatasana, sitting the hips back into chair pose. Lifting the low belly up and off the thighs. We sit the hips a little bit deeper as we sweep the shins underneath the body. Toes are light. 2 more breaths here. If this is a lot for your shoulders, go ahead and bring the hands to heart center. Wherever you are, we breathe length and space into the side waist, into the intercostals, the spaces between the ribs. One more breath, drawing it into the deep, low lungs. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Fold forward. Plant the hands, step back into your high plank. Inhale, rocking forward. Exhale, either on your knees or in full plank. Come halfway down, shoulders in line with elbows. Inhale, up dog, rolling over the tops of the feet. We shine the heart forward, engaged and lifted through the tops of the thighs. Exhale, roll over the toes, send the hips up and back, melt the heels, downward facing dog. One breath here, follow that line down the spine as we draw the breath in through the nose. Starts at the top of the spine, the base of the neck, going all the way down, mid-back, low back, hovering in the pelvis. And as we exhale, we reverse that flow, drawing the breath out from the low back, up through the middle back, base of the neck, and back out through the nose. Inhale, left toes reach towards the sky. Exhale, drop the left heel towards the right hip. Keep reaching through the left knee. Maybe making circles here if that feels good for you. Maintain connection of the finger pads into the mat. Inhale, straighten back through that leg. Exhale, left knee to nose, shifting forward, round through the spine. Press the mat away. Lift the left shin away from the mat as we energize up through the right heel. Flex the left toes towards the shin and see if you can step it lightly forward between the hands. Drop that right knee down. Inhale, rise up into your low lunge. Exhale, everything moves down and forward. Find a little lift in the low belly as we knit the low ribs in. Exhale, circle the hands down, frame that front foot. Everything moves up and back into this modification on pyramid. So it may feel a little bit longer than you're used to. The back heel might be lifted if you're like me, and that's all okay. Inhale, lengthen the torso forward, gaze past the top of the mat. Exhale, bend through the elbows, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen forward, pull that left hip back, squeeze everything in towards the center, and step forward into Uttanasana. Follow the exhale all the way out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep and rise, pulling all this power up from the arches of the feet. Exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale, sweep and rise. Exhale, sit back, Utkatasana. Inhale, reach through the fingertips, grow long from armpits through the middle fingers. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, lift the low belly away from the thighs. Exhale, twist to the right. Option here to drop the left elbow down to the outside of the right knee. Press the palms of the hands together, maybe gaze past the right shoulder. One more breath. Pull that left knee back in the same plane as the right. Inhale, unwind, stay in the chair, hands come to heart center. Exhale, twisting to the left. Right elbow might drop down to the outside of the left thigh. Find your breath. Rotate the left rib cage on top of the right. Maybe even find a little bit of a back bend here. And inhale back to center. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into high plank. Option here for a vinyasa or straight back to downward facing dog. Everyone meeting in downward facing dog. One breath here. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, bend the knees. Find a little buoyancy here. to jump the hands forward to the outside of the pinkies. Toes facing out about 45 degrees. Moving into Bakasana here. Inhale up onto the balls of the feet. Draw the knees in towards the armpits. You might want to scoot back a little bit, or I certainly need to. Spread the fingers wide. Index fingers are parallel to one another. So finding this quality of opposition. Sending the heart forward. We lift the hips up. Pull the core in. Maybe you lift one set of toes. Maybe you lift the other set of toes. Keep gazing forward. Let go of any should here and be with wherever you are. One more breath. Exhale, release. Lifting through the hips, moving back into Uttanasana. We'll lift the toes, take the palms of the hands and sweep them underneath the soles of the feet, bringing the toes into the wrist creases. Rock the weight forward here. You might bend through the elbows and draw the crown of the head closer to the earth if that feels good. Just take a moment here, finding a little counter pressure in the wrists. Inhale, releasing one hand at a time. We'll drop down to the shins and make our way into Vajrasana. We're going to end our practice today with some simple pranayama, or breath work. So if Vajrasana doesn't invite a sense of calm or ease into your practice, Sukhasana or even laying down on your back are great options. Wherever you are, hands, shoulders, neck, and jaw are all relaxed. Just taking a few breaths here. Notice the sensations that this practice may have conjured up. And then being okay with them. Inviting Ahimsa again back into this practice, into our intention. Wherever you are, we'll bring the right hand to the upper chest and the left hand to the belly. So finding some diaphragmatic breathing. The upper chest will remain still as we fill the belly with air. So we'll inhale through the nose and exhale through pursed lips. It'll look like this. Inhale through the nose, filling the belly presses out, and exhale, pull the belly up and in, squeezing any stale air out. Inhale, feed the lower lobes of the lung, drawing the breath all the way down, expansive through the belly. Exhale through pursed lips, belly squeezes up and in, upper chest remains still. So we'll do this 8 times. One inhalation and exhalation just to clear anything out. And begin. Inhale in through the nose, fill the belly. Exhale, 1. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale, fully draw the breath all the way down into the belly, expansive and open. And exhale, squeezing everything up and in. 5. 3 more. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Inhale in through the nose, filling the belly. Exhale, squeezing it in. filling any last bits of air. Last one. Inhale in through the nose. And exhale all the way out. See if you can make this your longest exhale yet. And when that's complete for you, dropping the hands down to the thighs and settling into a more natural rhythmic breath. Just taking these few last seconds of class to notice how the breath and movement have shifted the sensations and energy in the body. Noticing how you're talking to yourself in this moment. And can we find a way to talk to ourselves with more love, less judgment, more kindness, less guilt or blame? Thank you so much for your practice. Namaste.